A new report today has found that the UK is top of the charts globally for child alcohol abuse, and young girls are allegedly drinking more than boys their age.
Well, at the age of 15, 53% of girls in England have drunk alcohol in the previous 30 days, compared with 39% of boys. Well, we've been asking you if you think that Britain has a booze problem.
Journalist Isolde Walters, who has been sober for 6 years, joins us now. But before that, we sort of went out in the streets and we said, what do you make? Let's have a listen to this.
If anything, I'd probably say it's getting better. I see a lot less youngsters going out actually now, so not really.
It's definitely a problem. I think a good question is always who's in control. Is it the substance or is it yourself? That would probably be my answer to it.
Yes, I think we do actually. Compared to our European friends, we don't appreciate decent booze and we drink it sort of without thinking. Yes, I think we do.
Well, journalist Isolde Walters, who has been sober for 6 years, joins us now. Isolde, good morning.
Good morning.
Answer this question for me. Does Britain have a drinking problem?
Yeah, well, I definitely think Britain has always had a drinking culture, a sort of binging culture, and this sort of sense that a lot of people think you have to get smashed to have a good time.
Yes.
Or that alcohol has to be involved in some form or other in having a good time. I agreed with the man there because I think, for me anyway, I have been sober for 6 years and trying for 7 years, and I have noticed in that time that there is many more non-alcoholic drinks on offer in pubs and so on. And so I do think it is, like, I have found it has been getting easier you feel a bit like less of a freak.
Yeah, it's more accepted.
That's an interesting
Well,
phrase,
so I was pregnant last year, and the second I had to pretend that I was drinking alcohol, I was at a wedding and I told my other half to order me a lemonade but make it look like a gin and tonic, because the second you're not drinking at an event, people think, oh, either you having issues or you're pregnant.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be that
And you
way,
didn't want to let that out, and so
no,
for
I
you,
didn't.
you were having to be proud,
I was
right?
pretending to drink, and I really wish that wasn't the case. Why is there this assumption? Also, I've had so much pressure. I've also been to friends' birthdays where I've said, oh, I'm not drinking tonight, and they've been personally offended that I would not get drunk at their parties. What's that about?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I had a problem with alcohol and I was one of those people, you know, and so I don't want to say that everyone who's like that has a problem.
No.
But there does seem to be this culture of, you know...
Do you think, I mean, you made a really interesting point, Isolde, about binge drinking, and I think Nick and I were talking about this. I think there is a massive difference. I think we have a younger generation. We're talking about smoking and vaping and drinking and hanging. Listen, I'm so old, Isolde, right? We went to the park and played cricket. Now they go to the park with bottles of alcohol and vapes, and they stand there and play loud music. And I mean, that's a fact. Is it parental? Is it society? Nick's right about that pressure you get. If you dare to go somewhere you don't want to have a drink. I've never been able to drink beer without being ill. So I've been to pubs and people look at me like I'm ridiculous, and I'm being completely serious. And I've hidden drinks and stuff like that. But are we putting too much pressure on our kids? Or should we be more open with them and explain about alcohol and take them and explain about what it can do?
I definitely think there should be more of an understanding of alcoholism, which it seems strange to me that there isn't, because I think everyone's life is affected by it, whether you have it yourself or whether a loved one has it or a boss has it or, you know, anyone has it. I mean, for me, like, I believe that I was born with a drinking problem. I don't think I don't think there's anything my parents really could have done to stop that happening.
There are certainly studies that show that there is a genetic predisposition towards the likelihood of you becoming addicted to a substance like alcohol. So it's not always, you know, we often say, don't we, oh, parents need to do more, teachers need to do more, but actually sometimes it can just be genetic. And alcohol is a drug, and like many other drugs, people react differently.
Yes, and so maybe there should just be a bit more awareness of that and a bit more understanding around it so that people feel they can get help.
Do you think it's too... Oh, sorry, Nick, go on.
What about this gender divide?
Yeah, I find that fascinating. Like, I'm not going to be able to tell you why it seems that there seems to be more girls, but I can definitely tell you from my experience, I know many women who have problems with alcohol. And I think a little bit it is people don't expect it, you know, so it's very easy to hide it because people don't expect
I think
it.
I think there's also an issue to be had about availability of alcohol now, how easy it is for kids to get it, and maybe very quickly, maybe says Douglas, maybe introducing minimum alcohol pricing like Scotland would help. It's certainly an issue, and it's certainly an issue that as a society, when you look at what's happening, we need to be aware of. But thank you anyway.
Thank you, and thank you for sharing your story.
Yeah.
And congratulations on your 6 years sober.
Thank you very much.
6 years of sobriety.
Good for you. Well, thank you so much to Isolde Walters.